Gunther is set to main event tonight's SummerSlam Saturday alongside CM Punk as the two men battle for the World Heavyweight Championship. The straight-edge superstar is seen as the favorite to pick up the win and walk out of New Jersey with his first World Championship in more than a decade, and it looks like there could be a solid reason for this. Dave Meltzer recently reported in the Wrestling Observer's Daily Update that the ring general has suffered a nose injury that could force him to take some time off. The Austrian anomaly has been part of some of the biggest matches that WWE has booked over the past few years and could need to take some time away to rest and recover. The ring general has dominated the company for almost his entire career, and it could now be time to pass on the World Heavyweight Championship to allow CM Punk to carry it into WWE's next chapter. CM Punk could defeat the world champion tonight at SummerSlam, with original plans stating that Seth Rollins was set to cash in his Money in the Bank contract. However, after Rollins' injury, many believe that the cash-in is likely to be delayed. However, given that the match is still set to be the main event, there could still be a plan for the Visionary to cash in the contract, given he's cleared to perform. If Gunther is beaten and Punk is then the man who is cashed in on, it would allow the ring general to take some time off since he will no longer be in the title picture. There are many combustible elements ahead of SummerSlam, but all will become clear tonight. Philippa is a WD writer for Sportskeeda. She is also a mother, wrestler, dancer, former actress, and a Seth Rollins fan. She is a retired wrestler, dancer, and at one time enjoyed boxing. Philippa has tried her hand at all aspects of the wrestling business in the past, including booking, promoting, refereeing, commentating, ring announcing, and wrestling. Throughout her time in Sportskeeda, she has become known for picking up botches and sharing them. Philippa's favorite wrestler is Seth Rollins, but will allow her head to be turned by any high-flying superstar. She also once had a dream that Drake Maverick was her father. This is yet to be confirmed by the man himself. Outside of the world of spandex and screwjobs, Philippa likes to watch football, supports Stoke City, and is a huge fan of Judd Trump. Gunther struggling with injury ahead of the WWE SummerSlam reports. Multiple insider reports indicate that Intercontinental Champion Gunther may be dealing with an undisclosed injury just weeks ahead of his expected match at WWE's flagship summer spectacle SummerSlam. The concern has alarmed fans and WWE officials who view Gunther as an integral part of the company's super mid-card and main event future. His dominant ring and meticulous in-ring style have garnered praise across the industry, making any potential injury a major concern heading in top blockbuster event. The speculation began following Gunther's recent appearance in Monday Night Raw, where the ring general was noticeably absent from in-ring action for the second consecutive month, only appearing in every backstage segment accompanied by Ludwig-Kaiser. High submission from live competition triggered speculation that something may be wrong, especially given Gunther's reputation for wrestling frequently and defending his Intercontinental Championship against top opponents. Trusted wrestling insiders including Fightful Select and PETA Insider have hinted that Gunther might be dealing with a minor injury that WWE management is closely monitoring. On backstage report hinted that Gunther has been working hard for some weeks now, leading to tighter booking decisions and lighter in-ring responsibilities in some Raw tapings. WWE has reportedly decided to protect the champion by scaling back his physical activity in order to prevent further damage. Gunther Estova Samuel, an anonymous WWE producer, allegedly told Fightful. He's been battling through some knocks, and while it's not considered serious at this point, the company doesn't want to risk closing him for a longer spell, especially this close to SummerSlam. The Intercontinental Champion has held that title for over a year, breaking records and adding unprecedented prestige to the belt through a hard-hitting, technical style that mixes European wrestling traditions with modern audience expectations. His run has included fences against the likes of Drew McIntyre, Sami Zayn, Matt Riddle, Sheamus, and Chidable, each match praised for its physical intensity and storytelling depth. Gunther's commitment to authenticity has also meant the Austrian native often works with stiff strikes and realistic mat work, which takes a toll on the body over time. Speculation is that the injury in question could be an aggravated shoulder strain sustained during Garrison House's match against Bronson Reed in Minneapolis. Reports hinted that Gunther was favoring his left side through half bout and avoided his usual powerbomb finish, opting instead for a quicker roll of victory. Since then, WWE has noticeably reduced Gunther's in-ring exposure, fueling concerns that this isn't operating at full capacity. However, WWE sources have also suggested this could all be elaborate work, a fabricated storyline injury used to enhance tension heading into SummerSlam. It's not unusual for way to temporarily pull superstars from action to build anticipation or maintain the mystique of a story that is still developing. Considering Gunther's sort of invincibility, such a decision would align with WWE's long-term booking philosophy, especially if his SummerSlam opponent is expected to be top tier. At present, Gunther does not have a confirmed match for SummerSlam, though has been involved in a storyline feud with Sami Zayn, who emerged as the No. 1 contender after a series of Triple Threat qualifiers. Thane's popularity and Gunther's match dominance have made forth a classic underdog versus destroyer archetype at that WWE and releasing forth massive stadium crowds. However, if Gunther's injury were to worsen or the need for it becomes unavoidable, WWE could be either forced to postpone that match or, in far worse circumstances, stripped it'll toast-up tournament to fill that vacancy. Zayn, who won his first singlist elite WrestleMania 40 earlier this year, is reportedly being rumored for a longer title push amid huge crowd reactions in Raw. If Gunther can't compete or if his performance capability is diminished, WWE might see this as an opportunity to transition the belt while still telling a coherent story in kayfabe. SummerSlam is a big deal, wrestling journalist Brian Alvarez said on Wrestling Observer Live. If Gunther isn't 100%, they'll still treat a Putin workable match, but they won't let them get further injured. If that happens, it's going to be a different match than what fans may expect, shorter, less physical, maybe even a multi-man match to Sheriff Burden. Fans in Ling have responded with concern and support, noting that Gunther's historic ring should not be put at risk for on show event if it's SummerSlam. Many point to the similar approach WWE took with Roman Reigns during periods of minor injuries where he was preserved for high-stakes matches and protected from everyday wear and tear. Gunther's race in WWE has been nothing less exceptional. After it beat as Vale Tyrion XT, he went on to establish only off the longest of titular reigns in modern history before joining main roster undergoing Gammon change, and quickly ascending the ladder through in-ring excellence and that excessively authoritative persona. His leadership over Imperium, led with Kaiser Jovinci, has led to high legitimacy while providing avenues former storyline should Gunther need time to recover. If the WWE management decides to keep him out of SummerSlam due for medical concerns, it will be the first major missed event for Gunther since joining main roster. A sounding testament of his durability until now. Events so triple-handed but WWE creative will need to pivot fast, especially as still much advertisements and story builds intensively leading up to the event. While official confirmation of Gunther's injury has not been issued, the WWE's official website hasn't featured a recent Intercontinental Championship defenses either, suggesting caution from the promotion until his status is cleared. Meanwhile, internal creative plans are believed to include alternative match layouts and backup opponents depending on the champion's medical updates closer to the event. There's also a real possibility that Gunther could still compete in a different capacity. For example, WWE could protect them with stipulations like disqualification matches, tag team encounters with Imperium, or a performance limited to brief spots while retaining the championship. Most notably, if WWE don't aim to win the title at SummerSlam, allowing Gunther to work a minimal match could preserve the mystique of his character while creating an emotional moment for the new champion. Regardless of whether Gunther makes it a SummerSlam or WWE pulls him from the card last minute, the situation exposes the risks involved in WWE's demanding schedule even for its most protected stars. The physical toll is tangible, and while Gunther has become a symbol of hard-nosed championship wrestling, even has not immune. The coming week should shed light into the West and all decision, but for now, fans will have to wait and watch. SummerSlam is taking shape easing off the most intriguing events off here with storylines involving the Bloodline, Cody Rhodes, Seth Rollins, and the women's title picture all promising drama. Attention now turns to Gunther. Will Hestapin tethering once again as a formidable champion, or will injury bring his record-setting Great Tomian intended halt?